Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to the modding of Isaac with Lyte. Today, we're going to start a little bit different. Instead of starting in the game, we're going to start in a web browser. We're looking at the documentation here because we're going to be looking a little more in depth in the item pool object because it has a lot of fun things you can do. And the episode's about pills, but I wanted to give you a brief tour of the object before we get into that. So here we are with our good old item pool. And last time, we worked with Get Collectible, because we had items that we wanted to sell, so we get them from a pool, we decrease the pool or not, and we seed the collectible that we get. Well, there are more things you can do. You can actually work on removing collectibles. So, you're like, don't give them this thing. Just poof, gone. Gone! And it tells you whether or not, needed to be gone. So this is removing it from the pool, such that it won't show up later. So in case you want to be like, okay, I'll give them this super powerful item, but I'm going to get rid of everything else that would be awesome. So you have that trade-off of, well, do you take Super Mega if it means you don't ever find Abaddon, Mom's Knife, Brimstone, any of those? It's an idea. Remove Trinket. So you could have a pair of trinkets that if one shows up, you remove the other from the pool. It's an idea. You could just be like, this trinket's garbage. Just get rid of it. Reset trinkets I haven't touched. I don't know exactly what it does, but I imagine that'll speak for itself. Get trinket, so you want to spawn a trinket. You don't know which one to get. You ask this, it'll give you one. Easy peasy. Get card. Works really well with the get card callback because it's got the same playing rune only runes thing. So you can say, get me just a rune, or get me a card, but it can be a playing card. And so you can use all the things that were previously only available to the game. Now, using your own callback and this thing, you can get nice random cards for whatever item, enemy, or whatnot you want. Seems fun. Then, we've got the pill effects. We're going to only use a couple of these today. Because get pill is if you want to drop a pill on the floor. Or you want an item to give the player a pill. So you can seed it such that it happens the same way every time per seed. And then you get a pill, it gives you the color, which doesn't tell you which type of pill it is. It just gives you the color. If you want to know what the effect is, you get the color, and then that'll tell you what it does. Identify will show the player the name of the pill. So PhD tells you the names of pills. Identify, you just go through each of the colors of pills and identify it. But you could add, like, a pocket item that identifies half of the pills for you, or identifies just one, or it identifies all of the pills on the ground. So you could get one of those scroll of identify things that you get in old roguelikes and identify the things on the ground. It's pretty fun. Or you could make it an active item and it'll identify whatever pill you're holding. I don't know. Maybe people would like that. Is pill identified? It's good for checking whether or not they even know what it is. Maybe you give them a thing that gives them a bonus if they're holding a pill they don't know what it is. Or if they're holding a pill they do know what it is. Options. Force add pill effect. This is the same as the thing that has been in Isaac this whole time. So over here in the namespace, Isaac, there's been add pill effect to pool. This is the same thing. It's just called something slightly different and you get it slightly different. But it's still, you give it a pill effect, it gives you back which color pill it was applied to. Get last pool, I have not worked with, so I don't know if that's the last pool an item was pulled from, but it does use this item pool enumeration like we do for getting collectibles from pools. Get pool for room, you pick the type of room and it tells you what type of pool it is. Reset room blacklist, I don't really know. Add room blacklist, haven't gotten to work with it. Add Bible upgrade, most likely this is like you picked up the rosary, so the Bible has to show up later. So, that's what's in here. All of them are really fun. You should be able to do a lot of great things with them. What we're going to work on today mostly involves force add pill effect. I believe we use get pill effect as well. So now let's head over into the game and show you what I've got. So we're going to start a new run as always. Let's be Maggie this time. Why not? So here we are. Along the left side there, you can see I've got a list of every pill that's in this run by name, which is really quite fun. And you'll notice one of these things is not like the other. There's a this does nothing pill in that list, which, oddly enough, does nothing at all. You take it, it's a placebo. It doesn't even give you the pick-me-up from having eaten a tiny bit of sugar. It does nothing. It's a modded pill that I added just to test that this actually sees modded pills. And it does. If we hold R and start another run, we get a new list of pills. And you can keep doing that over and over again, and it keeps giving you different list of pills every time, and it's in color order. So if we go back into our enumerations here, and then we head up to here, and then there's pill color. We've got these. In this order, there are 13 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 colors. So we head back into Isaac. I found pills. Oh, my weird browser thing's doing weird browser things. Would be blue, blue. So if we look here, oh my goodness. My hotkeys for changing scenes change things in browsers. But yeah, blue, blue, white, blue, orange, orange. That's the order that we have them over here in the list in Isaac. So I found pills would be blue, blue, tears up, X-lax, so on. And this list not only shows you what you've got, but it updates when things change it. Like if we pick up PhD, which of these things are going to change? Now this one's pretty boring because the only thing that's going to change, I'm pretty sure, is X-lax. Yeah, it becomes something's wrong. So let's swap to something else. We got a luck down here. We have a health down. And amnesia. So let's see what we get. Amnesia becomes I can see forever. The downs become ups. And it shows it because, well, PhD actually changes what the value of those pills are. Now, the downside is I don't have a clean and reliable way of doing that on your own. I've got an insane way of doing it, but I'm not really going to show you that in this episode. But let's head over to the code and I'll show you how I get this list of names of modded included pills. And so you can see how to get what pills are available to the player. So we head back over into the code. And we have a couple of extra things that you may or may not need. So we declare a couple of globals here that are useful when rendering the pills. This insert string you haven't seen in action yet. We'll show that to you in a moment. Pill names, it's a table that just holds the names of all of the pills that are available in the game. And then pool is just an item pool object. We don't need a specific pool, it's just an abstract thing. So we grab that pool early on so we don't have to redefine it later. We've got on update here, and we got on render down here. On render is really quite simple. Every time you, still, you haven't seen insert string, we'll get to that in a minute, but you go from 1 to the number of pills minus 1. Because this enumeration of num pills is also counting some odd null pill that doesn't really exist. So this num pills is 14, what you need is 13. Now the reason I use the enumeration is because someday they might add another color of pill. That they're like, oh, we have too many pill types, not enough pill colors, let's add another one. This future-proofs it just a little. Then, if the pill name, pool get pill effect. So pool get pill effect I is saying look at color pill I. So 1 is blue blue. 2 is white blue, I think, and then orange, whatever the colors are. It goes through each of the colors and gets the effect. Then it uses that effect number to look up in the table what the name is. Because this name table is ordered by effect, not by color, because you have no idea what the color is until the run starts. So we ask for the effect, we index the table by effect, and if that is in fact a thing, it has a name, then render the name. It doesn't like rendering nil, so we have a little bit of a backup where we're like, okay, if it doesn't have a name, just say which pill it is. This code should never run. But on occasion, weird things can happen, so you just don't want to let it crash on you. You take into account, maybe it won't have the name, print something such that it's there. So that's just printing it to the screen. How do we get it? So on update, frame count 1. So when we start the run, because the pills aren't assigned until you start the run, and they get reassigned each time. So at the start of the run, in an update callback, just regular old update, don't need the P effect. It's not based on players. We're just in the game. So if game get frame count equals 1, we reinitialize insert string. We'll cover that in a minute. We reinitialize pill names. We empty it all out because they might have activated a new mod between the times you've actually done the run. So just in case it's been updated, we get the names all over again. Pool is game item pool. I don't know if you need to do this, but I do it anyway. Then we grab config. So isaac.getItemConfig. We use this in the loadout mod for getting information about the system itself, which items there are, which pills there are. That's the sort of thing that's there. Let's take a quick look over in the documentation to see if there's anything else hiding away in there that might be interesting to you. So you go to class list, item config. So we got cards, costumes, items, and pill effects. We used items for loadout. We're using pill effect right now, but you could also do cards and get the card backs. You can get the names for all the cards, and similarly costumes. You can get the bits of information about the different costumes that can be applied to Isaac, which is kind of fun, but we'll cover that who knows when. So that's just the config. That's just the object that will get us the information we need. Then we set our index to 0. The first pill is 0. Bad gas is number 0. If you start at number 1, you'll run into trouble because bad gas will turn up and the game won't know what to do with it. Well, your code won't know what to do with it. And then we grab current pill and set it to bad gas. And then while current pill is not nil, because current pill is going to go through and check the value of the pill in that config file. So at first, it's bad gas. And then it's the next one down the line. I don't have it memorized which one's which, but it'll go through each one by one. So effect 0 is bad gas, so it's 0. Current pill is bad gas, so pill names 0 is bad gas. Then we increment I by 1. Move it from 0 to 1, and then get pill number 1. If pill number 1 exists, add its name to the table. If it doesn't exist, you just leave. Pill number 2. Does it exist? If so, add its name 3, 4, all the way down to like 47 of the vanilla pills with my extra 3 in there. Nice round 50. It's a lot of pills. Once that's done, because all of the pills are in line, there are no gaps, there's no nothing, so this will work. With the items, there were gaps, and so you have to be able to skip over gaps, and that's a weird thing. But this one will work with Mac because we don't use the number of get pill effects. We just work our way through. If they introduce a gap, oh, it's going to be a sad, sad day. And then we spawn PhD. Just the same way we always do right in the first room, such that we can go through and check which things turn into other things, because I didn't know PhD turned xlax into something's wrong. I had no idea. Now I know. Now we're going to show insert string. I didn't have that in there right away because it doesn't necessarily make any sense without some introduction. Because once you get to this point, you go, man, I want my own PhD. I want to make my own pills react to PhD. Or I want to make it get rid of other pills that I think are actually bad. Like, I found pills. Well, it's not so simple. Because if you look in here, if we look in the item pool object, we've got force add pill effect, which lets you add a pill that you want. But it's missing something that would be really fantastic. An optional pill color attribute, or parameter, where you add the effect to a particular color. Because without it, you add the effect at random. You replace some pill with the one you want. You can't get pill effect and then change this effect number, because it's not a reference. It's just a value. There's no way that I've found that lets you actually change the effect of a particular pill color. I mean, we can try it. We can get to here, and let's see. We'll get to here, we'll have pool, get pill effect. And then let's go with just 3. So we have our pill effect for pill color 3. Is that what we're doing? No, that's getting us the pill color of... Wait. We're getting the effect of pill color something or other. Yes. Okay, so there's 2 things that are going on. There's config get pill effect, and then there's pool get pill effect. That's what's getting confusing here. So item pool get pill effect takes the color and gives you the effect, whereas in config pill effect, get pill effect is part of config. Here, get pill effect takes the pill effect and gives you an object. Okay. So that was what was getting confusing here, because we have get pill effect that takes the effect number and gives you an object. This get pill effect takes the ID number and gives you takes a color number and gives you the effect. And then we set pill effect equal to 0. So what we're going to do is take pill 3 and turn it into bad gas. In theory. So we save it, we head back into Isaac, we reload the mod, and we hit refresh. And you see what happens? Nothing. Because you got the pill effect by value, not by reference. And so doing this sort of thing here does literally nothing. You get the pill effect, and you set it to 0, and it does nothing to the actual game. It's a shame. Now, this insert string here, we go I equals 0 to the number of pills that we have names for. It forces that pill effect into the pool, and then we add which pill it was added to this string. It'll be easier if I just demonstrate. So we save it, we head back into Isaac, we reload, and then we refresh once or twice so you can see the thing in action. So what it does is it goes through all 50 of our pills and adds them to the pool. But it adds it to pill color 7, then color 6, 9, 10, 4, 6, 7. So it goes through each of the 13 pill colors randomly. And it's a different random order every time. So if you try to replace a particular pill with a different type, like a different effect, you're playing darts in the dark. Like, you know what you're trying to add, but you don't know what you hit until afterwards. You might have hit the wrong spot and made things worse. Because then you have to fix what you did, but the only way to fix it is to send what used to be there at random and hope you hit the right spot. I don't know the numbers on it, but it seems pretty impossible to get the exact pill configuration that you want by randomly throwing effects at it until it works. It is possible. It is a finite process. You will eventually succeed. But we might all be dead by then. Because, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spaces. You could hit it right the first time. You just say, add my effect, boom! 1 in 13 chance, you totally hit the one you want. What if you hit the wrong one? Now, instead of being 1 away from your goal, you're 2 away from your goal. Which means you have to hit correctly twice. Which is dramatically harder than just doing it once. And what happens if you miss again? You might still only be 2 away, because you might have hit the one that was already wrong and made it just as wrong. Or you could have hit something else and made it 3 farther away from where you want it to be. Yikes. So, trying to make it do exactly what we want for swapping a pill type seems a little crazy. But I'm the sort of crazy that I want to know what's the expected running time of that. Because a 1 in 13 chance of doing it right, that's not terrible. But making it worse every time makes me wonder, is it a finite process that we could make happen in a frame or 2? How many of these things can we compute in a frame or 2? It's an interesting thing, and I'm the sort of person that wants to find out. But it would be a really fantastic thing for us to just be able to go into a nice old function. Okay. And just say, change pill of color this to pill effect that. That's all we want. Should be simple. PhD does it. But trying to do what PhD does with what we have access to at the moment, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But that's all I've got for this episode. I will see you in the next episode of the Modding of Isaac with Lyte.